everybody, we are back at it. My phone is fixed and we're gonna go make some food deliveries here. It is Friday night. We're gonna see what we can get delivering food on DoorDash, Uber Eats, Instacart, and Grubhub. Please make sure you hit that like button, and if you're watching this live or on replay, hit that subscribe, because as much fun as it is watching these videos on replay, it's that much more fun when you can be here live and interacting with us. We're gonna do a whole bunch of just hanging out, talking. This kind of a low pressure, low anything. I'm not going to be pushing super hard, but I remembered I already forgot something before I even left the house. So we're going to go back in the house really quick because I forgot all my delivery bags. It's been a crazy week. So I'm going to be filling you in on all of that. We're going to keep everything rolling here. I haven't even left my house yet, but we're going to go because I forgot all my delivery bags at home. You know it's crazy and it's weird when you don't even remember the most basic things for your job. But that's all right. We're good with that. So we're gonna go grab our delivery bags. That way we can make good deliveries, because that's an important part. Bags in our wagon. Good evening, everybody. We're going to go out and do some deliveries, but I need to have my catering bag with me in order to do it. So, throw everything here. We'll get organized as soon as we get our first drop-off ready to go. But for now, we get out the door. All right, Happy New Year, everybody. Oh, my phone is dinging with a DoorDash. Let's see what we got. I'm trying to just carry all my bags out the door. What's DoorDash have for us tonight? $9 for 7 miles. No, we don't want to shop for that. That's a decline. 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 All right, let's go. We got our delivery bags, our catering bags, our wagon, everything that we might possibly need for any deliveries tonight, at least that I can think of. All right, let's go. Throw this stuff in the back. Happy New Year, everybody. Hope you are having an amazing, amazing Friday. We're getting out here. I did not do any delivery yesterday. After doing 24 hours of delivery between New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, I'm working on putting together that video as to whether or not I hit $700 of gross income between New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. But a happy New Year's to all of you. We are just getting started here tonight. I hope you are all doing well. Hello, hello. Some of my screen here is a little bit dark, and I don't know why. I don't have time to fix it right now, because we got to move to where there's better orders than exactly where we are. Tim, good evening to you. Happy New Year's to you. So, yes, we did 24 hours of delivery on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. I am working on that video, but I want it to be an epically good video, and so I'm going to take extra time because I don't do many edited ride-along videos anymore. So, is that Miracle? So I don't know why my screen is like so dark. I can barely read anything. It's probably some setting, but I will get caught up on everything here. Yeah, it's like really dark. But I need to get closer to where there's good orders, because thank you for the beard love. Can't even see the name right now because it's too dark on the screen, but I saw beard. So always appreciate the beard love on the channel. So we're going out. We're going to see if we can make, I don't know, honestly, I'm setting a really low goal. I think people are spent out again. It's the beginning of the month. Lots of bills are due. Lots of people partied hardy. Credit card statements are coming, so I'm going to put a really low expectation on what we're going to be able to make on a night like tonight. So I'm going to just say, hey, let's just shoot for 50 bucks in 3 hours and call it a night and be happy with that. And I also get to hang out with you guys as we do it. I'm probably not planning on staying out super late because I got lots of video editing to do. I did get out one long form video earlier today, just one that I had as a single cut, but I'm working on editing this massive $700 and 24-hour challenge. This is a spoiler-free zone. I will not give away any spoilers as to if we did or did not make it. but we are definitely going to work on making it an epic video one way or the other. Something that hopefully a video that will get lots of good watch hours and introduce new people to our channel. Trying to include lots of tips and tricks into the video as well, because that's a big part. Like, I don't want to just be making money. I want to also be teaching people how to maximize what they're doing. That was $5.50 for 5.5 miles on DoorDash. Not really interested in that. I am probably going to do some sort of rating climb again for DoorDash here eventually to try to get platinum back on DoorDash, but I'm going to try to fix a couple things first before I fix acceptance rate. I'm going to try to keep playing the system and learn how to get my on-time rate back up. So, no, I can't. That's my branding. I can't shave the beard off for 100 subscribers. We're already at 1,600, so that'd be gone. No, the beard is the brand. The beard is the brand. So, but I don't know. We start talking something like 100,000 subscribers, then maybe we can talk. But I've had this thing for 6-7 years now. My youngest probably, well, pretty much all my kids wouldn't even recognize me without a beard. So, $11 for 5 miles. But that is 2 pickups and an alcohol delivery. I never do alcohol deliveries for like $11. That's actually like for $5 for an alcohol delivery, so we will pass on that. So I do need to figure out why my screen is so dark. So I'll probably, whenever I get to a spot where I park, we will get that going. But I hope everybody is doing well. Happy New Year to all of you. So sorry if I'm not catching every one of your comments. For the moment, we're gonna go at least set up somewhere. I've been doing better the south end of town over the last couple weeks. We used to spend a lot of time in the north end of town. We get some orders there, but I've gotten some really good ones from the south end of town. It's kind of a crapshoot, so it's just see what we get. But I'm kind of feeling. Actually, I may even just set up kind of the central part, set up by Outback and Carrabba's. I don't know. I figure the people who are least likely to be concerned about money are people who have the most money, right? And the people that have the most money are most likely to spend it at nicer, higher end places. So that's why I'm kind of thinking going all the way downtown, but we'll leave everything running in the process. So we got some weird stuff going on in the comments section tonight. I don't know what's going on. Is that Squishy Cat? I think this is why I just me and cats, we don't get along. It's just it's pretty well known thing. So, you know, whatever. Maybe this. I mean, I know Jesus said if your right eye causes you to sin, gouge it out and throw it away. But Jesus also used figures of speech like hyperbole. So, anyway. So we're going to head downtown. We're going to see what sort of orders we can find. Like I said, I have very low expectations for really anything this week. I think it's always hard at the very beginning of the month. A lot of people who are a little tighter on bills, and especially coming off of holidays, people just spent so much money, and a lot of people spent a lot of money they didn't have. And so we've got to do our best to kind of work through all of that. So, but that doesn't mean there won't be a couple good orders out there. That's all you really need, you know, to make 18 to 20 an hour. You really only need to find like 2 decent orders and patch it up with a couple of smaller orders. So we're gonna try to not be super picky tonight with the orders that we do. When I get set up in a parking lot here, I'm gonna try to adjust the screen brightness for a second, just so I can see a little bit better. But we've yet to see any order that's even like remotely enticing, and that's fine. It's only 5:30. I was pushing to get as much video edited, and it takes a long time, and especially because I'm trying to cut out every last second. It's gonna be a 20-minute plus video, so in order to try to keep people visually engaged in the whole journey of the $700 and 24-hour challenge, there's gonna be, I'm gonna make it, and then I'm gonna cut, and I'm gonna cut, and I'm gonna cut. You know, I'm gonna just keep trying to cut the video down as much as possible. So that's kind of the thing. And then I'm thinking and debating from it's $5 for 6 miles from Papa John's. We're going to decline that. I mean, so far my expectations of it being a very slow night are just being confirmed so far. Just lots of low tipping orders and stuff like that. So, but I am thinking about placing a mid-roll ad near the end of the video, but before we get to kind of like the final, either before the final total or something, somewhere near the end, because I know people like to skip ahead, and I want to make sure we do that. I can't see who's saying hi, but hi to you. There's sun in my eyes and my screen is really dark. I'm going to go park, and then we'll get caught up on any of the chat that we missed. But Happy New Year to all of you. We're just super excited. I'm going out. This is a very low pressure. This is as much to have an excuse to hang out with you guys and make a few dollars as it is really going out to make tons of money, even though it is a Friday, and generally I like Friday nights. My theory says that a lot of people have spent a lot of money over the last month, and they just don't have much expendable cash in general. So we're gonna go to some high-end restaurants. We may just go hang out at Magic Dumpster all night. I don't know. I'm really looking for $10 plus orders on Uber Eats. We're looking for, I mean, anything decent. Oh, this is decent. We're gonna do this because I'm not expecting much. Hopefully you can see that. That's $30 for 19 miles. I don't know. That's really far away though. I don't know if I really want to do that, because then I gotta go 19 miles back. Oh, $30 for 19 miles. I don't know, because it's really $30 for 38 miles, and the drop off is so far. We're gonna pass on that even. Yeah, we're gonna even pass on that. I don't want to put that much. If I were doing the challenge, I might take that, because I know I could get that done in an hour, but that's just killer on the vehicle, and I don't want to be stuck that far up. So we're even passing on that. We're passing on a $30 offer. All right, hold on. I'm gonna try to fix my screen here really quick, because I'm gonna be at this red light for a couple minutes. There we go. We got the brightness fixed. Diego, I can now see everything. Wow, everything is so much brighter. So yes, well there, I can go see all this. So right now I'm just using iMovie, Tim, just because for like an epic video project, I don't want to spend time learning something brand new, because I want to get this out as soon as possible. I wanted to get it out tonight. That's definitely not going to happen. So now goal number 2 is try to get it out tomorrow night. I might even just burn the midnight oil tonight to get it done as much as possible. I have to record a lot of voiceover too, and so that's slowing things down. And I'm going to do a running tally at the top of the screen, and I don't have a simple way to do that. So I'm sure there are better softwares to use for this. However, for this particular video, I'm just going to do iMovie to get it done. I mean, we're talking how many pictures and videos. It's a couple, I think it's a couple hundred pictures and videos that I'm doing, plus the voiceover that I'm creating, plus other screenshots I got to take. So I don't have time to waste, because I want to get this out. I mean, at the very least, it needs to be out by Sunday night, but I really wanted to be out Saturday, so it has Saturday to be watched by the regulars, and then Sunday to be discovered by the algorithm. So I just got, one of my videos was just reviewed by your driver, Mike. For those of you not familiar with him, he's one of the bigger gig tubers. He's got over 200,000 subscribers, and he reviewed my is platinum on DoorDash worth it, which is really kind of funny, because I'm not even platinum on DoorDash. I'm nothing on DoorDash at the moment, but that's just kind of that. So yeah, I was like, it was funny because I just got home and I was so tired. I was scrolling through, I'm like, wait, that's my face, and that's not like a thumbnail of mine. So your driver Mike is not a fan of dirty double stacking. I think anybody who didn't know that. All right, sorry. Yeah, no, I totally lost, my phone completely died there for a second, so I'll get caught back up. Hang tight. All right. So what I was saying, I'll get caught up on everybody else, but um, yeah, he doesn't like the dirty double stacks. Happy New Year, Vita Lake. How's it going? Yeah. So I know that's the thing. Now, honestly, under the new DoorDash system, you really can't do it that much anymore for just DoorDash. But that's a preference thing, and the way I look at it is, this is my take on it. If you can get it to the customer within the time that was promised, then it's fine. That would be an issue, because I'm contracting for a time to have things delivered. It's the same thing as, Instacart or something else like that. As long as you're getting things delivered within the time, I think that's the primary. Now, obviously things can go wrong when you dirty double stack, but sometimes, if you're going to just try to make money, you got to get out there and do that. And your driver Mike's in a position where he doesn't have to consider dirty double stacking, because his income through YouTube and other things is significantly higher than a normal person. So that's my take on it, Caleb. I just feel that way. But that's the thing. It's like it's very difficult to maintain on a normal day anything like a $25 an hour pace if you're only going to take one offer in your car at a time. It's just hard to do. And for people who are desperate on money, as long as you're providing the good customer service, then that's my take, which is like you're getting it there on time. Now, if you're dirty double stacking and you're consistently late, that's not good. Now, and like I said, with the new DoorDash on time requirements, you will be late. You're just going to be late if you try to double stack. That's what they're trying to get rid of it altogether. So the other thing that I thought was interesting about the video that he chose, I know why he chose it, because the title of the video is DoorDash Platinum Worth It? And it was my first shift as a DoorDash Platinum driver on the new tiers. But that video was recorded back in May. That was Mother's Day weekend. So I recorded that video on Mother's Day weekend. And that's just so long ago in the gig delivery world. And again, part of that was that video came out really late. Like, I think I didn't actually publish the video till June, July, something like that, because I was so backlogged with life. So yeah, it's a different world. So that would be, he and I won't see eye to eye on dirty double stacking, but just in terms of the practicality of the usefulness of that video. I think the other thing was, I saw a couple of commenters was like, he's doing something shady, the timestamps don't line up. He posted a link to me, like to my page, but he didn't post a direct link to the video. I think it would be, as just from one creator to another, it would be really cool if he would put some scenes out here, because I mean, obviously he turned a 20-minute video into an 18-minute reaction. Well, yeah, I mean, and Tim, I agree with you in the sense of, like, I would prefer to not have to do it, right? Like, I don't do it. If I got a large catering order, I don't do it. But to me, that's a philosophy difference. I feel like he came down really hard on it, as opposed to saying, like, it should be more, look, I don't do it. I would discourage you from doing it, but if you're going to do it, make sure that you're on time with things. I think that's like would have been a better play for it or whatever. Yeah. Well, he's got 200,000 subscribers. He's one of the top 10 in the gig tuber world for sure. But the irony is, like, there's really been no significant bounce to the channel from that video. Yeah. And catering, obviously catering orders, Tim, but also like large, any high dollar order from DoorDash or Uber Eats too. Like, if it's a $25 order, I'm like, don't bite the hand that feeds you. It's just not what you potentially lose is, just not worth what you potentially gain. So My $700 challenge, my very first order was a deliver that order. It was nothing huge. It was like 25, 50 order, but so I did have one catering order. That was the first order I took, and it made a perfect way to start the challenge. And I just started the timer once I got that order, because obviously you accept catering orders long before you pick them up. It's been, by the way, we've declined probably about 20 orders so far among all the apps. Yeah, well, and that's exactly it. I mean, DoorDash if DoorDash really wants drivers to stop dirty double stacking, there's lots of things that they can do. They're employing one of them, which is to make the pickup and drop off times faster, but now it's like it just doesn't matter. If you're stuck in traffic or the customer doesn't show up on time at the door, then they're punishing drivers. So, no, I mean, I use it, but I use DoorDash a lot less than I used to. And I did still get some large catering orders on DoorDash during the challenge, even being below silver tier. Like with no tier, I had a couple of catering large orders. So I don't really have a plan. We're just gonna go park by Magic Dumpster. So, like I said, my expectation on food delivery tonight is very low. I just don't expect people to have money to spend. So, but we're gonna go do, I mean, we'll find a couple orders eventually. I'm just trying to give it till about 6 o'clock before I cave and start taking what I would consider lunchtime orders. That's like the $7 for 1 mile. Oh, someone's parked by Magic Dumpster. What a bummer. All right. Well, someone's in our Magic Dumpster slot. Turn the camera around so you can all. After the blue ones, there's Magic Dumpster. But someone's parked by where we normally park. I know. Yep. They know where Magic Dumpster lives. Well, we may just have to take another loop because there's just no. If I was going in to run and do an order, that's one thing, but there's no place to just sit and park back here right now. All right, hang tight a second here. We're just gonna drive a loop. Well, and so the other thing is DoorDash has updated what is late. You used to be late as long as you were within 5 minutes of the time. Now if you're 2 seconds late, you're late. So as drivers, you have to adjust to what the standard is. And so as DoorDash has adjusted the standard, and if that means that I end up taking less DoorDash orders because the DoorDash late standard has changed, then that's fine. I'll take less DoorDash orders. So anyway, I mean, there's no such thing as bad publicity, but that's a really good idea. And you ever get like people who got angry that you're like blocking up a bay? They learned your secret. It's all good. Kaylee, how's it going? Happy New Year to you. So, hey, but if there's plenty of Magic to go around, I would just say, hey, if you're gonna start parking by Magic Dumpster, then at least go buy the Magic Dumpster merch. I gotta buy that shirt. I gotta buy the shirt for me. Well, Caleb, I agree with that within what the driver can control. So I think the more important thing is DoorDash should stop promising times that are not safe for their drivers to deliver. That's the much bigger thing. I found that the vast majority of people don't care if their order is in that 5 to 10 minute late thing. So, I have one who's not even a lurker, who I know is like just a regular, and anytime we meet up when we're delivering, he always says, "Hey, I'm watching your streams and I'm listening and learning." I'm so sorry to hear that, Kaylee. On both accounts, I know that makes a difficult day even more difficult. So my condolences to you. Well, okay, again, the issue is just simply DoorDash needs to stop promising things that its drivers can't safely deliver. Sorry, had to honk at the guy who just kept backing up, like, right into my car. Are you guys crossing? They're not crossing. So, because what's going to happen is, I have a better question for you, Caleb, which is, what if a driver feeling the pressure to get food to someone on time hits someone? We're going to go park. There's just no spot by Magic Dumpster right now. We're going to go park by Turco Taco. I don't want to just keep driving in circles. I'd rather just go park. So, yeah, what happens if a driver, under the fear of losing their job from DoorDash, is rushing and then they hit someone or they get into an accident due to the fact that they were rushing? You know, and I think that's a much more serious thing. Most people don't care 5 to 15 minutes late. I had someone the other night wait for their order and it was an hour late, and they were fine waiting for it. I agree, Kaylee. I agree. Or I don't understand why you can't just have rewards based solely on customer satisfaction rate. Why not just let that be the metric? If I'm, and I mean, I get so the cancellation rate I get to a certain extent, but because you don't want people just taking orders. Because if you take an order and then you cancel it, it puts the next driver at a disadvantage who gets it under most circumstances. But so I understand that. But why wouldn't you just want to pair the drivers who have the highest satisfaction rate with the customers who give the most 5-star ratings and give the best tips? Like, to me, that just seems like a perfect situation. No, they don't. Caleb, that's what I'm telling you. There is no buffer. If you are 30 seconds late, you are late. That's under this new system that's rolling out. If I'm on time to the customer and the customer doesn't answer their door for 5 minutes and then I deliver it late, I am late. There was a buffer. DoorDash has gotten rid of the buffer. So that's what I'm trying to explain. So I did pretty well on the challenge. So I actually buffered. I've gotten better, but that's only because I've been adjusting and making some tweaks to how I do it. At first, they were not, any late was late. It does appear now that they don't reset. You're not late if you get to the restaurant on time and the food's not ready. It appears, based on a couple of instances where I got to the restaurant on time, but the food wasn't ready for like 10 or 15 minutes. And then the delivery time didn't, the time it was due to the customer did not change until I marked it as picked up. So with that, I was able to get, I've only been late one of my last 10 or 11 now. So it's obviously not, you know, it's not as high as I want it to be, but I think I've been able to stem the tide a little bit. The other question now that comes into play is, can you fudge when you pick it up by a minute or two to give yourself a little buffer? You know, because that's the thing. Like, the issue still is, if I get stuck in traffic on the way to the customer, or if the customer's late and showing up to the door for a meet the customer order, those are still getting hit as late. Well, Caleb, they give extra time, but DoorDash doesn't know what the traffic is. DoorDash's GPS is horrible. Like, I don't know of anyone who uses the DoorDash GPS as their DoorDash GPS. Maybe some people do, but Caleb, they don't. That's what I'm saying, is they don't use Google Maps. They use their thing. And GPS doesn't account for things like being stuck in a parking lot, or if you have to make a U-turn, or if you're stuck at a red light for 5 minutes, or there's an accident that just happened. There's so many things that are not reliable about that. All they should be doing is tracking that you're headed from point A to point B in that general direction. So anyway, I'm done talking about that. But the point is, because I just want to help people find solutions to this, and because we're the test run in the market, and I'm going to have to make some more videos on this coming out soon. It appears like there's 2 parts now. It was more than 2. So I think they have already gotten some feedback. So I don't think we are getting hit with late if the restaurant is late on making the order anymore. Right. Exactly, Tim. And the new one, all the times are that much quicker. I'll show you. I'll give you guys if we get a DoorDash, I'll give you guys a live play-by-play of what it is. Yeah, I just saw that. I saw good evening to you. Yeah, I'm hanging out by Turco Taco right now. It's really slow though. I mean, I haven't taken an order yet. I've seen a couple decent ones, but I'm not like going crazy here. Let's see, what is the peak pay? $1.50 to each delivery. So I know, maybe M was the one sitting by Magic Dumpster. So I don't know. I mean, so M, I did 24 hours of deliveries on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, so I'm kind of out just mostly for fun tonight. So I'm like doing heavy cherry picking. But let me know what you think about the new on time, because that's what we've been talking about. Like, have you gotten a ton of lates? Like I just got hit with a bunch of them. So I got like 11 of my first like 13 orders I was late on under the new system, and now I'm kind of adjusting to it. So I've gotten a lot better. Too evil. Awesome. Well, there, see, you got that. Anytime I go out, I'll give you. I mean, it's been slow so far. I mean, I'm hanging out by downtown. I just figure it's the beginning of the month. A ton of people have spent a ton of money between Christmas and New Year's. I figure only the richest of the rich are probably spending lots of money tonight. That's just my guess. So that's why I figured hang out by Fifth Avenue. But even a couple loops around there, I didn't even see anything come through. It could also be that just DoorDash and Uber Eats don't like me tonight too. So yeah, I was getting lates even on Earn by Time, and I got like 2 contract violations within the first 10 days of this new thing rolling out. So everything. But I made some adjustments and definitely changed how I'm stacking orders. But you also have to be like, you almost can't take a DoorDash order until after you've delivered your previous order. So because I used to like to accept an order as I'm on the way driving to drop off the first order. So I can show you guys. They're cheap unless you can be super patient. There's a lot of bad tippers. There are some really great tippers too, but you got to be like super patient and wait for the right ones to come through. Here, I can put up my metrics here really quick. It's gotten better, like overall, but I'm still not anything. I'm below silver, so I have no DoorDash rating, and I got multiple large catering orders on DoorDash on New Year's Eve, so I don't think it really hurt me that much. All right, let me get this up here. Yeah, so I mean, obviously with DoorDash I do that a lot. We were talking about that before, that he's not a fan of the dirty double stack, and that's his prerogative. That video, by the way, was filmed Mother's Day weekend, so back last May. You're talking, that video was what, 8 months ago, 9 months ago. It was like, yeah, it was a long time ago. So all right, here are my metrics. This is under the new DoorDash tier system. This is my current acceptance rate is 15%. Sometime I'll make a run and I'll do a rating climb under the new one, just like I did in the old one, but I'm not going to do that right now. All right, that's that. My completion rate is 99%. And the one that was not was one that DoorDash canceled while I was driving to the drop off, and that hurt me. My customer rating, which is the rating I think should be pretty high. Hold on, we got an Uber Eats coming. Let's see, what's the Uber? Yeah, this is all I've been seeing tonight, like dinky little shopping orders and stuff. I'm not interested in any of that. But yeah, so there's the customer rating. 5-star, very high. Out of the last 100. Look at that. So you would think that this is the metric that DoorDash would care about the most. And honestly, like, this is why I think the whole tiers thing is kind of silly. Like, why not just reward this? If I have very high, like literally 100 out of my last 100 ratings are 5-star. 100 out of 100. Do you know how hard that is to do, like, in any service industry? And like one of them's excluded or whatever. Good evening, Savage. How's it going? All right, and then but here's the on time. All right, so there's the on time is 85%. So they nix 10. So basically it's out of 90. They nix 10. But I got 11 out of like 14. 11 out of my first 14 on this new thing were late, and then I've made some adjustments, so I'm not getting late as much anymore. You can be Platinum Dasher under the new thing if you're perfect in everything and you have a 0% acceptance rate. So, oh, Savage, yeah, my wife had the cough for like 3 weeks, and now my youngest has had it for 3 weeks. It's whatever that cough is going around, it's rough. So I'm trying to fix this, because that's all about what it is just trying to do it. But like their advice on the on-time rate, it's horrible. Tips increase your rating for on-time. Contact the customer if you're having trouble finding the drop-off point. Pause your dash if you need to take a break. Take the most direct route suggested by the navigation. Oh, well, sorry to hear that, Savage. I'm so sorry to hear that. So, yeah, but it's okay. We're gonna, like, we learn, we make adjustments. Tornado Garden, yes, absolutely. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. I did do 24 hours of delivery on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. I am working on editing that video. It is a spoiler-free zone. I will not give you any information on whether or not we hit the goal of $700 in 24 hours. I did the 500 last year on New Year's Day. I did 600 on Super Bowl Sunday last year, so I went for 700 this year. That video, if all goes well, will be out tomorrow night. We'll do it as a live instant premiere. So I want to hang out with you guys and do that. So that's the goal, is to have that out tomorrow afternoon. Smash like a blind carpenter. I hope your thumb is okay. There's just absolutely nothing, guys. I don't know what to tell you here. Like, we're not seeing, even with the promo, there's There's just nothing. All right, we're gonna go to the north end of town. I don't like sitting anywhere for long, especially when you're talking like it's a busy time, theoretically, like a Friday night. So we're gonna go head to the north end of town. We'll pass by a bunch of other places in between as well. So we're just gonna see. We're gonna see what we can find. I like I said, I have very low expectations. This doesn't line up to be a huge delivery night in my mind, because of so many people spent so much money over the last couple weeks. Mama Wrench! Good evening, Happy New Year to you. All right, Kaylee, you're going to do shopping, right? Sounds good. We'll be on for a couple hours. Hopefully I'll have an order. Maybe I should actually start paying attention to Instacart. It keeps sending me stuff, but I'm like ignoring it because I don't really want to shop. I don't know. Is anybody else like that? Like, I got Instacart, but I'm just not feeling like I really want to shop. We're going to head to the north end of town. Head up by our favorite pizza place up there. Thank you, Mama. I appreciate it so much. $12 for 15 miles on Grubhub. We're going to ignore that one. I thought about I had an earn by time option. I thought about doing that, but I didn't. But in retrospect, maybe I should have done it. I don't know. Oh yeah, like that's the problem, is like I have no priority. I have no priority with DoorDash. There's also someone like right on my tail here. Like, I can't go any faster. There's a car in front of me. $6%? I don't even know what I'm at on Uber Eats. We can look that up in a second. I'm 15 on DoorDash right now. All right, come on. It's time to get something. No, $9 for 15 miles. $9 for 15 miles on Uber. Yeah, my acceptance rate on Uber is 4% right now. $12 for 15 miles on Grubhub again. There's the guy behind me. He's like, he wants to go so fast, and every car in front of me wants to go slow, and he's getting really annoyed. It's kind of funny. This is how I entertain myself down here. There's so many people who are like in such a rush to go like 2 miles. You just... Yeah, oh, exactly. I hate Chipotle. Like, I mean, if you want orders, Chipotle is the place to go, but they're not good orders. I mean, I'm driving by Chipotle now by the mall, and I didn't even get an order there. So we're going to go somewhere else. We're going to go up to the Crust Pizza. I like the crust, and there's Namba Ramen up in the north end of town. All right, he's gonna pass on the right now. He's in such a rush, like trying to trap him in. Gotta entertain myself somehow. We got all these guys who want to, they're like 18 to 25-year-old males who just want to go like super fast. And it's really fun when they get caught in like old people traffic. Like, you got a sports car that can go 0 to 80 in like 4 seconds or whatever. But not on these roads, not with grandma and grandpa driving in front of you. He so wants to go so fast. It's hilarious. He's changed lanes behind me now like 5 times, and he's still behind me. I love it. I'm entertaining myself. Oh, and then he finally got to his turn. So basically after all that, he didn't save any time whatsoever. He just wasted a lot of gas. I love it. Yeah, the traffic life down here. And it's like, it's not like crazy inner city traffic. It's just like everybody has their bad traffic style from all over the world traffic. Well, at least all over the country. And everybody drives weird in their own ways. It just doesn't mesh that well. It's so slow out here tonight. That's why I appreciate hanging out with you guys. Happy New Year to all of you, especially those of you who are relatively new to the channel, either through Tom Grassi or your driver Mike. We appreciate you guys hanging out, checking things out. This will not be, I'm down in Southwest Florida, down in Naples, Stuart. So Chipotle hit you up. Chipotle is just like a rich man's Taco Bell. That's all it is. So we're having fun. This will be nothing like the shift that your driver Mike showed. So, but we could definitely talk about it. I have no problems talking about it. I don't have any ill will. I will make a reaction video because I do think there's a couple things that are misrepresented in there, and I think it's a great way. I'm always a fan of turning content into content, right? So when Tom Grassi rated us, then I turned that into a response, and then he rated us again, we turned it into another response. It's definitely the YouTuber way. If someone creates content related to you, then create content based off of that content. It's big brain creator moves. That's what we're going for here. Upstate New York. Oh, all right. Well, Lisa's not in here, but I know Lisa's up in the Syracuse area. We got people repping upstate New York. I used to live in New Jersey, so I got a little bit of Northeast in me. So I appreciate you hanging out with us, Stuart. Hope that everybody here has had a happy New Year. Appreciate you guys going. Yeah, so I did 24 hours of delivery on New Year's Eve, and with a goal of trying to get $700. So I am working on producing that video for everybody. Oh, you're Syracuse area too, Savage. Yeah. So yeah, we got lots of upstate New York representation going on in the chat. So awesome. Port Jarvis. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, it's always funny because upstate New York is always relative to where you're talking to people. So if you're talking to people from like New York City, like everywhere is upstate New York. But then you talk to people from like Albany, then like Buffalo is upstate New York. I used to live in the Rutgers area, in that New Brunswick, New Jersey, in that general area. That's where I used to live. So the other thing I noticed was there was something going down at the park downtown tonight too. So usually when there's stuff going on down there, a lot of people go out to eat, and so you're sometimes better to go away from where it's a little busier. And so that might have also been the reason we were having a hard time finding a good parking spot. So we're gonna just go away from there, go to the north end for a little bit. And like I said, my goal would be to just try to get like $50 in 3 hours tonight. A really simple goal. When so far we're not even close to that. So I really wanted to live stream part of the $700 challenge, but the phone that I'm streaming on, I got the blue screen of death on it. And then I don't know what happened with it, but I just ended up letting it run out of battery all the way until it had nothing left, no charge left. Plugged it in, recharged it, seemed to work fine after that. We did turn down a $30 for 18-mile offer earlier, but because we'd have to drive like the whole 18 miles back, or 19 miles, whatever it was. So I definitely could have $30 in my pocket, but I just had no interest in going like 3 towns to the north. It was going up to like through Bonita, through Estero, all the way up to Fort Myers. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that on a Friday night. Because then it was on, I can't remember which one it was on. I think it was on Uber, but anyway, then I'd be so far out of zone for my DoorDash. So that's what we got. So happy New Year to everybody. We're just looking to find our first good order of the night. It's just been slow. Got cars like racing to get to the red light. Just the most ridiculous driving things here. Yeah, I mean, if it was from like the very north end of town, so if it was from like Immokalee and it took me down to Lely, I might do that because I know there's good orders that I can get out of both ends, or from Lely to Immokalee. But to take it from Pine Ridge to Fort Myers, because it's True Food, I'm not doing that. Even though there could have been a hidden tip on it and all those other things. Not going to do that tonight. Do you ever see those super high PF Chang's orders, M? Like 90 mile, 100 mile orders from PF Chang's? Yeah, and you know what? In my mind, it kind of feels like a Saturday, and I kind of forget that it's a Friday. And so it's like Friday traffic, not Saturday traffic. So. Yeah, I'll have to show you some. So, especially like in the evening when I'm anywhere near the north end of town, we see some like crazy. We've shown them on the channel here before. Like 100 mile like stuff, either taking it up to like Venice or taking it over to Miami, coming out of there. Not bad, Stuart. Not bad at all. Let's see if I can. I want to see if I can find one, because I screenshotted a couple during my challenge. So many people are like, everybody's grumpy on the road tonight. All right, we got one. $12 for 5 miles from Outback. I just passed it, so I got to get turned around. This is on Uber Eats. $12 for 5 miles from Outback. If it's going to let me take it. I don't even know about that. Yeah, we got it. All right. So we finally got an order. This is what we're looking for. On Uber Eats, any order over $10 can have a hidden tip on it. Generally, you're looking for $10 plus for 5 miles or less to have the best chance of a hidden tip. Obviously, there's no guarantee, but you're already getting $2 a mile, so that's not a bad thing in the first place. Yeah, I agree. Mama Wrench. And the other thing is, someday we're going to take one of those huge orders, those like 90, 100 mile orders. But I got to be making good YouTube money to be able to be worth it. Like, it has to be more of like a fun adventure type of thing that we do. Because I want to see if those orders are real or if they just all get canceled. Like, I'm very curious to know if that's like a cash cow type of thing. Like, you can take them, and when you tell the person like, hey, I'm picking this up from Naples and I'm going to Miami. Like, I wonder if they'd be like, yeah, never mind, don't worry about it. All right. Finally got our little turn here. All right, so I got to just make a U-turn, double back, and all this stuff. Now, this is on Uber Eats, not DoorDash, but these are all the things that DoorDash doesn't account for. Like, just because when I accepted it, I was a quarter mile away, I was stuck at a red light. I had to go through the red light. I had to make it across traffic. Then I had to make a U-turn across traffic. So there's a lot of pieces that DoorDash is tracking of time just doesn't make sense. So I would most likely be late to the restaurant under DoorDash's new metric here, but I haven't done anything wrong. So your options are you either decline a good order or you accept it knowing that you're gonna have to rush to be able to get back to the restaurant, because they might only give you 2 minutes to get there, and like it's basically impossible if you're sitting at a light with even if there's a U-turn, if you're not in the U-turn lane, you just have to go through or whatever. So that's what we got. I'll see if I can find I do want to see if I can find one of those crazy orders. I screenshotted a couple because I got a couple late night. And there are almost always PF Chang's on Uber Eats. Almost always, that's the combo. So we'll see if we can do it. Pete, good evening. How's it going? Sorry about the audio on the video yesterday. So I didn't run a microphone because we were just doing it as a family thing. So thank you for letting me know. I hadn't gotten back to listen to it yet, but I appreciate it. All right, and now we have to make another U-turn because we don't have, like, there's no direct left turn into the Outback. So it's like all these different things. These are things that DoorDash is not accounting for in their new late metric. So, and I'm not gonna come here and represent to you that I've never made a mistake with a dirty double stack. Of course you do. That's part of the game. Like, if it's a risk that you're willing to take, sometimes you're gonna mess it up. But you get better the more you do it. So, well, there is filet mignon in this order, so that's always a good sign. Filet mignon is an expensive dish, and then it's also grilled shrimp. So basically like surf and turf. And I see a bag, so maybe we're ready. This is literally our first order. We've been streaming for an hour. We just got our first order. The life of a gig delivery driver. Hold on, I'll be back. Alright, we're going to get the catering bag all set up here on the front. If you go back to the very beginning of the video, you'll see I started the video, and then I realized I didn't even have my bags in the car with me. I was like that out of it. All right, and to you, your driver, Mike, I do have DoorDash paused because I can't afford to take a DoorDash right now. But I do not have Grubhub paused or any of those other ones paused. I have the ability, when you're multi-apping, to be looking for potential future orders, especially with Grubhub, because a lot of times Grubhub will send you something that's like you're 6, 7, 8 miles away from the restaurant in the first place. All right, where are we going? Which way? We're going to go up Pine Ridge. That whippoorwill, something like that. Yeah. All right, I know basically where I'm going. Just got to get turned around out of this parking lot. So we got some filet mignon and some shrimp on the Barbie. That's what we are delivering from Outback. How's it going out here? Oh, now they got an add-on. So this is Uber Eats. Like, this is why the argument of you shouldn't dirty double stack doesn't really make sense, because now Uber Eats is dirty double stacking themselves. I'm not going to take it. It was $7 for 8 more miles. But it's like, look, these apps will dirty double stack you. I don't know if we'll braid the beard, but I do appreciate the beard love. For sure, for sure. So I just think it's really funny that people are like, don't dirty double stack, don't dirty double stack. And what did Uber Eats literally just do? They just dirty double stack themselves. I don't know, is that called a clean double stack? Because they're the ones who did it after I've already picked up this order, after the customer's already been promised a delivery time, then they're like, oh, never mind. You can wait, customer who just bought filet mignon and shrimp on the Barbie and tipped at least $10. You can wait for this person who only did like a $5 tip or something like that. It just doesn't make sense. So the apps will dirty double stack themselves. when it's to their advantage. So I feel like you should do the same thing when it's to your advantage. As long as you can get good customer service, get them delivered to the customer on time. But again, it's all good. This is what makes the community of gig delivery drivers so good. You got lots of opinions, and people can weigh out what they think the good versus the bad is and all of that. $7 for 9 miles on Grubhub. We're going to decline that. So we got this Outback order. This is $12 for 5 miles. These are the types of deliveries we like to do all day. Chance of a hidden tip, but even if it's not, it's good. Even if I have to drive the whole way back, I'm still over $1 a mile. So that's where we want to be. Everybody's stopped. It's like Friday night, bad traffic, and I guess this is probably not the greatest delivery route because I have to go past I-75, which is like the main road for people who have to leave town to go to wherever they gotta go. Yeah, they said I just need to call their name at the gate, so hopefully that works. We're hoping we'll hope for a hidden tip, but you're gonna have to stay tuned for another hour to see if there's a hidden tip on this. So I feel there's a pretty good chance. This feels like a $15 tip order, something like that, $13 to $15 tip. So $15 to $17 order, that would just be my guess, but I'll see which neighborhood it's going into as well. I always like to judge off of that, and we won't know for a little bit. So, Em, what are your favorite restaurants to deliver from? So, I catalog kind of all of mine, but I like the trifecta on the north end of J. Alexander, the Crust Pizza, and Namba Ramen. And then I like Outback and Carrabba's Central. And I also like Fresh Market for Instacart. And then, of course, Fifth Avenue stuff at the downtown and Turco Taco. That's another one I really like. There's lots of good places, but I would say I consider my main zone from Fifth Avenue up through roughly Vanderbilt. And then I don't like Mercado. Try to avoid Mercado whenever possible. And really anything, I try not to deliver out past, Collier, unless it's for big money, because there's just not much good out there. So let me know what are your favorites. Ugh. Yeah, Mercado's horrible. I mean, I'll still take it if it's a really good one, but yeah. I don't get up to that McDonald's too often, just because I just don't like hanging by PF Chang's. I'd rather just hang out by Vanderbilt. But I do well that McDonald's that's by Fresh Market, especially in the mornings. Get some good breakfast orders out of that one too. So people don't always understand. Yes, the Brio Valet. Yes. That's good for the Central. I will just park right next to the curb by Chipotle and Mercado if I need to do that. And then if it's like the farther east part, like the pub and stuff, I'll usually just park around in that back parking lot. It's like for the bank only during the day, but you can park there at night, and usually you can either find a spot to either park or just put your flashers on back there. So yeah, I don't love any of those, but they're all salvageable. The one I like the least is parking on the road by Chipotle, because that. Good evening, Josh. How's it going? We are doing our first delivery of the evening. So an hour, and it took us an hour to get something worthwhile. So it's $12 for 5 mile on Outback. But, and then I find, if you talk to the valets like down in Fifth Avenue, a lot of them will let you park in their temporary spots, especially the well, during the day, the Mercado valet by the pub will let you park there during the day, but on Fifth Avenue, the one by Bar Tulia, they'll let you park there if you're nice to them. Vidalik, how's it going? Sorry, I know you came in before, and I was right when the stream, when my phone quit on me. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to all of you. I hope that you guys all have a great... All right, she just sent a message about who to call when I get to the gate too. So yeah, I actually have a whole video to talk about turning enemies into friends, and it took me the longest time to get up the courage to talk to these valets. And about the only ones that are not super friendly in terms of letting you park are the Mercado ones. But yeah, no, that's 100% me. My phone died. In order to fix my phone, I had to run the charge down to basically nothing. And then I started the stream and I forgot to plug it in. So the valet, what's the other one? What's not J. Alexander, the other steak place that's there, Fleming's. That valet he's really nice. Whoever's there, they're usually really friendly with you. The Fifth Avenue valets, I feel like there's one more somewhere. But yeah, I love just talk, be polite. You know, same with a lot of the gate guards now. So many of the gate guards know me, they just wave me in. So there are perks to doing this for a long enough time. But I always ask, like I never assume on the valets. I always ask every time, and I hit them with a thank you sandwich, a thank you when I get out, and then also a thank you when I go back with the food. And so yeah, like I said, other than the Mercado valets, all of them, I get so many like low and no tip orders up in Golden Gate City. If I'm cherry picking, then I guess I don't care as much, but if I'm trying to worry about like DoorDash acceptance rate, I wouldn't do Golden Gate City. So I used to live over that way too. So it made a little more sense, but I just don't even live over there anymore. I'm now pretty central in town. And it's just not high quality restaurants, so you're almost completely dependent on people being exceptional tippers as opposed to people being just moderate tippers on big orders. And I would prefer to have the big order from a good restaurant that's going to potentially someone who's a moderate tipper than having a small McDonald's order going to a good tipper. You might only get $5 or $6. So, but again, it all depends on what you're trying to do. Naples Boulevard for lunch, yeah. I find it really hard to like sit at Costco for Instacart and then also leave on the food delivery. I just get lots of junk over there. But that one, what's the one burrito place over there? That usually gives good lunch orders. So, but I don't know. I've been delivering less and less on weekdays during the daytime, and just mainly been doing supper and try to run the downtown strip as much as possible. All right, we are heading up to our gate, and of course Em knows all about all the various gates that you have to go through here. So if you've ever seen the red Pontiac Vibe, Em, that's me driving around town. All right, all the instructions match, so that's good. Now let's see if they actually answer the call box. So again, if this is an Uber Eats delivery, but if this were a DoorDash delivery, I could be late if they don't answer, if they don't do these things. Now in this case they did, but that's one of the big problems that we got with the whole new system here. It's just too, oh wow, they're like right inside the gate. I could have just like parked and walked it in. They're like right here. What's the number? Yeah, the first house in the gated community. Well, that's nice at least. The supper shift, you know it, Josh. I'm not giving up supper for 2025. Maybe you need to give up dinner for 2025. Alright, that's good. Took us 17 minutes total, by the way. And how I know that is because I paused DoorDash, and it was 18 minutes left on my DoorDash pause. Alright, now I just gotta get turned around in here really quick. $10 for 15 miles on Uber. We're gonna pass on that. And we will play the waiting game here to see if there's a hidden tip from that Outback or not. You're gonna have to wait at least an hour. I find they say an hour, but I find it often shows up like an hour 5 to an hour 15. All right, we've already declined 3 DoorDash orders since we dropped that order off. So I just delivery. There are restaurants out here, but I just don't like sitting out this far, so I just head back. Which is why I always like to have at least $2 a mile whenever I can. I am nothing, Josh. I am absolutely nothing right now. I'm not platinum, I'm not gold, I'm not silver. I am nothing. But I am on the brand new DoorDash system. And so, got it. Mimo, good evening to you. Happy New Year. We're out doing a couple of deliveries tonight. Well, not a couple. We've done 1 delivery tonight. It's been slow. I kind of expected it was going to be slow, just coming off the holidays. First day of the month. I know I paid rent. I mean, I don't know if it's an exciting or a sad feeling, but I had to pay rent for the first time in like a year and a half. And man, it's like, oh, I can think of like all the work that went into that. But a lot of people have lots of bills, lots of expenses, so we're just going to cherry pick to our little heart's content tonight. So hope you are doing well. Been talking a lot about the fact that I was featured on a Your Driver Mike video. So if you guys have any questions about my reaction, I'm going to do a full reaction video. Yeah, busy. It shows busy red. What that means is there's a lot of bad orders and no driver wants to take them. That's what busy red means. $8 for 2 miles on Uber. It's not a bad order, but it's not really what I want. I'm hunting for the potential for hidden tips. I want at least $10 plus on Uber. So yeah, well, I mean, you should come out, Em, and let us know if you have any better success than I am tonight. Sometime we'll have to do like an actual, like a battle, like since we're like in the same town, delivering the same town the same night. That'd be really fun. Life is tough. I agree, Mimo, but we're here for you. If there's stuff you want to share or talk about, that you feel comfortable sharing, feel free to do that. The goal of this channel is to move 10,000 people from stupid broke to self-defined millionaires, from poor in every area of your life to rich in every area of your life. And so anything that you got struggles with, I definitely want to help you. We're definitely trying to build out the whole channel. Food delivery is just a part. It's just really, it is just a side hustle for me. I would still say it's a main hustle, but my goal is that it's going to be down to a side hustle come April. I'm trying to phase out of food delivery as my primary income, phase into eBay, Amazon, and YouTube as my primary incomes, because the scalability on all 3 of those is significantly better than you can scale food delivery. So, but I still have to pay the bills today, and so this is what we're doing, but I'm also working on building the YouTube channel as well. We've had some nice shout outs by Tom Grassi and your driver Mike over the last couple. $17 for 25 miles on Uber. We're definitely going to be rejecting that. So we appreciate whatever it is, whatever publicity we have. So please make sure, everybody, you hit that like and that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. We actually just passed 1,600 subscribers last night, which is very exciting. We'll do a big party stream for 2,000. Hopefully I will be in a position to be live for when we hit 2,000 subscribers. Sometimes you can't control it because the numbers go up really quick, but we will see if we can do that. I have now rejected probably about 15 Uber Eats orders since we did that drop off, and I have yet to see one DoorDash order. So, wow, we got loud cars out here tonight. So I'm just gonna head back down this main road. That's about as far east as I like to go during supper time. Head back down to 41, which is the main strip that I like to be on. I'll still keep everything running. There's no need to pause anything at this point, because if you get something you don't like, you just reject it. $10 for 15 miles. Hey, I already rejected that order once, Uber Eats. Why did you send it to me again? $12 for 13 miles. Well, we're getting closer, but we're still not going to take that. So just because you can have hidden tips on orders over $10 doesn't mean you will. And so you always have to assume there is not a hidden tip, but put yourself in the best position to receive those hidden tips. So. Oh, we just added a subscriber, so thank you to whoever that was. 1620 is our subscriber number, so I appreciate all of you. Yeah, so we will do a reaction video to the Your Driver Mike video, but I got a video I have to get out first, which is my $700 and 24-hour challenge video. So now it's going to take lots of editing. That's why I'm not going to be out super crazy late tonight. In general, I'm trying not to be out much past 9 o'clock anyway. And when it's slow, we might even call the dogs off early today. Like I said, my goal is to get to $50, so we're only looking for 3 more orders that are like, you know, $10 to $12 each. Rick Pizza's getting lots of high dollar, high mileage orders. That's 18 for 22 miles. So, appreciate everybody hanging out. Happy New Year to all of you. It's a boring food delivery night, but we'll make the best of it. Definitely here to answer any of your questions about side hustle stuff, about the new year, about things that you want to overcome in your life, areas where you're stuck. We're here for you and with you. We've got a great community, a growing community. I appreciate everybody who's been with this channel for a long time. This channel is, I gotta see what date I posted, but it's in its current form, this channel is just about a year old. So the first Side of Hustle video that I posted on here was my $500 day, last New Year's Day, and I think I posted on like January 4th or something. And so we're basically just about to that again. And I'll be posting my next New Year's Day challenge video. Hopefully tomorrow we'll do it with an instant premiere. So we're just headed back. We're kind of in the central part of everything here. We're just not seeing orders at all. Just even with scheduled shifts and stuff like that, there's just not much coming through. We're gonna go hang out. One of my favorite places to park, just because the people in there are awesome, is the Crust Pizza. That was the pizza place that just gave me and my family a $50 gift certificate. The couple months ago. We got to enjoy that over Christmas time. Delicious pizza, absolutely phenomenal. Let me get your question in 1 second here, Em, once past some of the crazy drivers. I see it. I see there's a question. I'll get in a second. So yeah, so I'm gonna go hang by the Crust Pizza, see if we can find anything good there. Of course, we'll take any orders in between if we get them. Just every order is so low, so low, so low, so low. Okay, so for the on-time rate, I'll tell you everything I know about the on-time rate currently. All right, 1. Unless something's changed in the last week, you cannot get them removed. You cannot get them removed if you call support. If you can somehow call support and get through to a supervisor, you still cannot get them removed. Well, this isn't a crazy one. This is $16 for 30 miles from P.F. Chang's. I see a lot bigger than that, though. So obviously we're going to reject that. I just want to know who's taking these offers. Someone's got to be taking them. Okay, so you cannot, if you get a late rating, you cannot do anything. You cannot appeal it. Now, they say you can call and you can ask them to have someone investigate it, and they'll say that they'll have someone look at it, but I've seen no evidence that they actually do that. Okay, so when I first started with the late rate, you were late for anything. If any part of the order was late, you were late, and that also even included if you were late picking up the food because the restaurant wasn't ready. It appears to me, based off the last weeks of delivery or so, the week of delivery. All right, we got a $13 for 4 mile on Uber Eats. So we are going to do that. I got to slide over. Going to Mr. Tequila. Mr. Tequila. I have to verify ID, so there must be some actual tequila in this order as well. So that's good. This is order 2. I'm only looking for 4 of these. That's all I'm looking for is 4 orders to fill my night here. Get my $50 and go home. All right. So when I first started with it, you were late. If you got to the restaurant late, you were late. If you got the food late, picked up late, you were late. And then if you dropped it off late for any reason, you were late. It appears they have closed the first hole in that process, which is you are no longer responsible if the restaurant is late in preparing the food. And I tested that out multiple times and did not see anything. However, if you get to the restaurant late for any reason, including because you were already delivering a previous order or something like that, the whole delivery will be late. Okay? And then secondarily, if you are late in marking it as delivered, then it will be late, even if you were simply waiting for the customer to come out. So I had one the other day. I got there. It was actually like a locked fence. So it was like a locked fence around an apartment complex, and they will come out, but it was a meet the customer order. And by the time they came out, it was like 5 or 6 minutes after I got there, and then I was late handing it off to them, and it immediately hit my account as a late delivery. So this is what I'm testing, and I was hoping to test it live with you guys tonight. So we'll keep pushing, trying to find a good DoorDash order, but we've yet to even just see anything. I do think you should mark it as picked up as late as possible. The problem is there are so many restaurants in our town that force you to mark it as picked up as soon as you get it. Namely, say like Cheesecake Factory is one of the big ones. And it's like, I understand why they want to do that, but the problem is as soon as you mark it as picked up, then you're on the clock to get it delivered. So you've got to be You just got to be super quick depending on the restaurant situation. And I will start to slowly add in some dirty double stacks as I learn this more. So what I think you can do is delay marking it as picked up as long as you possibly can, but I think you still want to be in the zone of the restaurant, okay? But I would not mark things as picked up until, in the very least, you have everything settled in your car, your seat belted, you've got the car turned around whatever direction you want to go, because I would not want to start the clock ticking on the time that you have to get to the customer until then. And if you know it's one of those, you're going to have to like zigzag through some parking lots and make a U-turn, and that whole time you're going to be all around the same place that you already were by the restaurant, I would probably wait to mark it as picked up until the very end. So since making the few adjustments after getting like late on 11 of my first 13, I've only been late on 2 of my last 15 and probably 1 of the last 12. I've gotten a lot better because like once we can figure out the rules of the game, we can play the game. And so that's what I would say is you've got to learn the rules of the game that they want you to play, and then go play the game. And in this particular case, they really, really focus and care about you being on time according to their metrics. So you've got to put as much of the weight, you've got to get to the restaurant as soon as possible, and you've got to put the weight on the restaurant for anything. Because if you get stuck in traffic, or if you're dealing with something on the way to the customer that's out of your control, you have to have a buffer. And it looks like the GPS only gives you about a 1 to 2 minute buffer, and you just need more of a buffer than that. That's just my take on it. So hopefully if you got more specific questions, make sure to let me know. Sorry, I got to cross 41 traffic here. This is just got to wait for the break. Here we go. We are arriving to Mr. Tequila. Now, in this particular parking lot, I just park in a parking spot that's not really a parking spot, so I can get out quickly. Yeah, there are. Well, it's not tequilas. They're margaritas. All right. So I'm going to go get all this stuff here really quick. Oh, by the way, haven't done it yet, but for those of you, I don't know where old sign is, but we got new sign. We got the BRB, so if you are a channel member, you can throw the BRBs up in the chat, and I'll be right back with you guys shortly. Tell sign not to fall down. got all of our pieces here. Got to get organized though. Whenever I have drinks, I have this little container here. I like to use it because that way if there's any spillage, it doesn't spill on the actual car or in the actual bag. So we're gonna do that. No, there is no, this is the issue with the new system. There is no buffer. That is a 0-second buffer. If you are late by 1 second, it is a late delivery. And it's bad. Now, there's two ways they could fix it. One would be, you should be able to report issues from the road as they happen. Right, so I should be able to say like, okay, I'm delivering this order and I am stuck in traffic. It's not my fault. Or there was an accident or something like that. So, but that is not currently, there is nothing on this new system that allows you to do anything along those lines. All right, we got the order picked up. Where are we going? We going to, no, we might be going to a on the beach. We'll see. All right, we're going to get turned around. Good evening, everybody. Happy New Year to you. So we're out doing some food delivery, answering all your questions, answering any questions you guys have from the video by your driver Mike, if you guys saw that, or if you haven't seen that, if you just have any other side hustle or food delivery questions at all, would love to hear from you. I'll do my best to answer them, or our crackpot team of subscribers and friends will do their best to help you guys as well. We're only 1.5 miles from the drop-off, so that's what I like. One of the things I've learned the most about doing food delivery for this amount of time is the drop-off location matters so much. Obviously, the amount of money you make, that's good. The miles per dollar, miles per hour, or not, sorry, dollars per mile, dollars per hour. Miles per hour matters somewhat too. But where you drop things off is such a big deal. So this drop-off is right back in this downtown zone, so I can basically get another drop-off almost immediately without having to drive all the way back downtown like we did after the last offer. So if I could choose between this offer, the one I did previously, I would take this one because there's going to be like a mile drive and I'll be right back here versus the other one I had to drive 5 miles all the way back. So this is going to turn out as a net better dollars per mile than the other one. So this is why I like to have as many apps on as possible though too, so that way I can just consistently be trying to choose the best offers that work for me. So, hope everybody is doing awesome tonight. So we are going to go on like our main beach strip here. I just don't know if it's going, I'm assuming it's going to a condo, but it might also, I think at the end of the strip there's a bunch of like little houses. So we shall see exactly what this is going to. It is an alcohol delivery. When I first signed up for alcohol deliveries on DoorDash and Uber Eats, these are the types of orders I thought I would have all the time. I didn't realize the vast majority of the alcohol orders was just shopping for Joe Schmo's 6-pack of Bud Light. I did not know that that was a thing. I thought it was just going to be alcohol included with the meals. And the truth is I've only had like 3 or 4 of these orders in 2 years, which is like actually delivering alcohol from the restaurant. So these are pretty rare orders for me. Like I said, those are the types of orders I thought I was going to get all the time. but just not that common. So I would love to know. So let me know, do you guys get alcohol from restaurant deliveries often? Like I said, it's like 1 or 2 a year, it feels like. Now I'll get a restaurant order paired with an alcohol pickup from a liquor store, but I mean the actual, they're ordering food and alcohol from the same restaurant. Those types of orders, super rare. Well, Grubhub is sending me non-stop orders. None of them are particularly exciting. And all Grubhub does is they just kind of take the same order and they just repackage them over and over again. So there is a guard here, so I'm gonna mute the stream here for just a second. Figure out if I'm in the right place. Hold on 1 second. We had to work out a lot of things at the gate, so yeah, exactly. Well, and I mean that's exactly what we're talking about here. Is if this were a DoorDash order, now I would be late, but I can't do anything. Like the customer is like a guest, and they are just not providing the information that I need to get into the gate. So thankfully it's Uber Eats, so we don't really care. But I mean that's the frustrating part of dealing with it with DoorDash. So all right, hang tight. I got to go verify some ID. Good evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Got it. All right. Have a great night. Happy New Year. All right. Wow, it's actually almost getting chilly out here. Well, I got good news. That tip we don't have to wait an hour for that tip. That full order and tip came through right away. We took it as a 1301. This is the one we just delivered off. Came through as $20.30. So that's pretty cool. We're still waiting for the other pending tip from the previous one. We're gonna get all the apps back on. That one took us 22 minutes with all of those delays, but that worked out okay. So that was an alcohol. I had to do some ID verification, all that fun stuff. So we're gonna just do our best to get out of here, get back to some good restaurants. So we've kind of just been finding stuff right along our main strip. We were going to head towards the Crust Pizza. We could still do that. They're open till 9, so I usually pull orders out of there till about 8 o'clock. Of course, there's a Namba Ramen and Sushi. There's a steakhouse there, too. So, good evening to everybody. Happy Friday night. Happy New Year to all of you. Please hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. I appreciate that so much. We are on the journey to 1,700 subscribers, I believe, is the next milestone that we're going to work towards. Ultimately towards 2,000 subscribers, which is kind of crazy because it feels like it wasn't that long ago we were on the journey to 1,000 subscribers. So we just keep going, keep trying to serve you guys, give you the content, the information that you need to do the absolute best that you need to do to get in whatever life situation you are currently in to whatever life situation you want to be. So we want to help you make those moves. So we're gonna, if we get a DoorDash, I'll show you guys how the new timing mechanism works, and we'll do it side by side with actual GPS to show you there is so little margin for error on getting to restaurants now. DoorDash does not want you to multi-app. This is $10 for 10 miles. It could be a hidden tip on that, but I don't like the drop off, so we're not gonna take that. $7 for 3 miles. Again, it's not a horrible order, but we want better. I don't want to be wasting my time doing $7 orders during supper on a Friday night. Those are the types of orders you might take at 2 o'clock in the afternoon that I just don't want to take at 7 o'clock at night. There's an hour, maybe 2 hours of good deliveries left, and I have not found many good deliveries, so I don't want to get myself stuck taking some delivery I don't want. We'll start to keep a little closer eye on Instacart here too as we get past that 8 o'clock time frame. But there's about 10 Instacarts on my screen, and they're all for like $10 or less. You just can't convince me to go shopping for you if I'm going to get paid less than $10. Like, just the idea that you would hire a personal shopper and pay a personal shopper less than $10 to shop, just to drive to the store and bring you something. The idea that you would do that for less than $10 is insane to me. $15 for 27 miles on Uber. We're going to pass on that. Yeah, sometimes the peak pay is kind of like deceptive because everyone goes out during peak pay. It's like a lot of nights I'd almost rather there not be peak pay and have less drivers. So we'll see. We still have a $10 pending tip here, and as slow as it's been. Did you get reimbursed then, Walmart's? That was super awesome of you to do that, though, to not make them wait. By the way, Happy New Year to you, Walmart's. Thanks for hanging out with us here tonight. So it's been slow, but we're at least not caving to taking bad orders. We're just staying firm and waiting for the good orders to come to us. All right, Grubhub sending us something, but we're turning here first, so we're gonna make it through the turn safely. $17 for 21 miles for a double. That is definitely a bad order. We're gonna head towards the crust pizza. Every time I've said that, we've ended up getting an order before we get there, so. Very nice. That's a very nice order, Walmart. I got a cash tip on my very first delivery of my $700 and 24-hour challenge. So the cash tips are, obviously we always want to know what we're going to get up front, but a cash tip is a cash tip. Always a big blessing. So cool that you got that order. Did you let him know that you paid for it out of pocket? I would. I would have done that. But even if you didn't, and if you didn't and you still got a nice tip afterwards. My water bottle is too tall to get all the water out of it here. All right, so all we've done so far tonight is 2 Uber Eats orders. Nothing else. $8 for 9 miles from DoorDash. So we're gonna pass on that. Like I said, someday I'll do another rating climb on DoorDash under the new system, but I want to figure out how to get the on-time rate figured out first and make sure I learn all the quirks of that. It's in the food delivery world, it just doesn't matter. You start something and then as soon as you learn and adjust, then it moves on to something else. $15 for 12 miles. We're going to pass on that. Okay, so Joe Biden Gaming has a question. Do you know anything about 3D printing? I'm trying to start a business, looking for anybody that can give some tips. So don't limit this just to me. We'll open this up to everybody. We might just take this here. This is a fresh market. It's $21 for 11 items, going 6 miles. We're going to take that. That matches everything. Matches everything we're looking for in a good shopping order at $1 an item, $2 a mile, and $15 minimum. So that's a good shopping order. We shall take it. So here's what I would say. I would start. Here's how I would start if I were you. I'd start by building your social media presence. You've got this opportunity to like teach people about like what you're doing. And there's so many different things that you could do with that. So you could show them like some of the things that you've already made, ideas of what you've been wanting to make. I know there are some 3D printing channels, but I think that's probably a thing where there's probably more demand for content than there is content suppliers. So one of the biggest things about starting a business, and I mentioned this briefly in a video today that I did, an Alex Hormozy video, you need to borrow authority from something because no one's going to be searching for your business to start with. Now, if you are kind of an authority on 3D printing, you kind of already know what you're doing, then I think you can also use that and do some education on like things like what would be the first 3D printer that you should buy. I'm convinced that 20 years from now, 3D printers will be in every household in the same way cell phones and computers are. Because why have to go to the store when you break a piece and you have to go buy it? You just 3D print the piece. I think they're going to be that common. So I think that market is a great market to get into, but I also know nothing. So I would be asking questions like, well, what's the first 3D printer I should know? What are 5 things I should know before I buy my first 3D printer, right? So you can kind of position yourself as becoming a 3D printer authority. And then you could build off of that to start giving away some free samples, right? You could start to be like, hey, this is the thing. I don't know what types of things you're making, but when I hit 100 subscribers, I'm going to send one of my subscribers a free thing, you know, free cup or whatever, free bowl, or again, I don't fill in the blank of whatever you're doing. And the biggest thing is to just start, even before you start making the ask for the business, start giving information, helping people, right? So start serving other people, answering their questions, build yourself a YouTube presence. You might even get your YouTube presence monetized first, before you ever do that. So good evening, Kat. How's it going? Happy New Year to you. No, I cannot dash anytime, Josh. I have very limited. I have to schedule, and I can only schedule after midnight for that day. So it's really rough. But there are time slots available. I'm just gonna have to do that. So thank you, Joe Biden. So here's what I would say. Just to get the idea on borrowing authority, let me just show you this really quick. You're gonna look for. Well, I just got the ability to test multiple screenshots, so I don't know which one you're going to do, but just look up Alex Hermosi, okay, on borrowing authority. You can see there's parts of the 3 different thumbnails up top. So I'm allowed to split test thumbnails, at least on this video I was, and I'm very excited because that gets me more information. But basically, the whole video is on borrowing authority. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep taking it on for the content side of things, and because we'll make some money out of it, but I'm looking to not be beholden to DoorDash much longer beyond just doing the stuff that we need to do. So let's see. I'm gonna bring you guys in with me. I might have to mute it if we're playing music, but we're gonna go shopping. It's a fresh market order. It's only 11 things. It's 6 miles. It's $21. If that first tip holds, it's going to put us at our goal of $50 for the stream. So, like I said, I had a very low standard today of what I was expecting, and if we actually started at like 5:30, so we could be at $50 in 2.5 hours, which, considering this is only our 3rd order, that's really not too bad at all. All right, so I am going to have to connect you guys to the store Wi-Fi, so I'm going to have to pause here. I will be back with you in probably like a minute or two. So hang tight. Yeah, and Joe Biden, keep asking other questions too. I won't be able to answer too much while I'm shopping because I'm just going to try to get them quick. But ask some other questions. I'll get back to them as soon as I get a chance. Or post questions on that video. And there's also a link to my email in the description too, so you can email me if you've got some more questions. But I would definitely just start by building your reputation. Build content, and we got lots of stuff to help you with that here. I'm still building out my library of content too, and trying to build my reputation. All right, hang tight. I gotta switch over to the Wi-Fi in here. All right, you get the chart. It's not too loud. Oh, sorry. Audio's back on. Sorry, we had to mute for part of it because of stuff. So. Thank you for letting me know. We're all in. You should be able to hear me now. Can you hear me now? Yeah, we gotta be super careful now that we're monetized. Try not to get any copyright strikes from good old YouTube. Alright, so we got everything checked out. Took us 20 minutes. Just slow because there's always something. Always something I can't find. More my deficiencies. And I was saying, I'm so loyal to the customer because I know they ordered the things that they wanted to order. And I hate leaving the store without finding the stuff that they want to order. And it slows me down. And other shoppers just, if they can't find it in like 10 seconds, they just skip. And I'm like, I can't do that. It is getting breezy out here. It's like chilly. Chilly. Florida chilly. But I like it. It was so warm. We had like the last 10 days, almost last 2 weeks have just been warm. So. Well, I'm not saying I'm giving up, but this particular order could help us get to our goal. Let's see if our... Submit that. We're gonna get all buckled up, set here. We're gonna go drop this order off. So let me know. Audio should be good now. Audio should be good. We're just, there we go. I'm waiting for Uber Eats to load. All right, we did get a final on our very first delivery of the night. That was Outback. So we took it as a $12.02 order, and ultimately turned out to be $13.76. So we had like a $1.74 hidden tip, so that's pretty nice. This is like a $20 order, and our goal was $50 tonight. We were at $34. So assuming this tip goes through, we will hit our goal for the night. All right, where are we going? Is that Vanderbilt? All right. Any gate code? Yep, there's a gate code. We already have that. All right, we have everything we need. Can you hear me now? Sorry, guys. I had to mute it for a little bit up near the register because of the music. You should be good now, I hope. Let me know, let me know, let me know. Someone give me a thumbs up if you can hear me now. You might be slightly delayed on the stream too, because it's 7:48 right now. So if the stream lagged in there as well. So I don't know if there's anyone listening. If you can hear me, just throw a thumbs up or an ear in the chat or something. But it should be good. Let me, I can turn it on my phone too. Make sure I can hear me. Because that's, if I can hear me, then we should be good. Otherwise I can just close and reboot. Spotty. Oh, I know why. Hold on. It's because of the internet. Hold on 1 second. All right. See if this is any better. So I always appreciate your feedback. This should be better now too, because now I'm not on. I was muted and then I was bugging off the Fresh Market Wi-Fi. Now we're back on the Cricket Wi-Fi, so that should be better for this. Hopefully we are better now. Hopefully this is better and you guys can hear me now. We have 6 miles to go to do this drop-off. So it says we're gonna be there in like 15 minutes, so we'll call it like 8:05, but put us at $50 in 2.5 hours, which is not great, but it's a lot better than how we started, considering it's basically $50 in the last hour and a half because we didn't do anything for the first hour. First hour, all we did was drive around and talk and not make any money. Just spent gas money. I really do still want to get a DoorDash tonight. That is not a have to, just a want to. So we're rock and rolling. Happy New Year to all of you. Appreciate you. As always, I don't really know what to do with the grocery store stuff. Like, I'm trying not to be too annoying to other customers and try to shop as fast as possible, but it's hard. Like, I try to show you guys what I'm getting. I don't know. I haven't watched a lot of Instacart. How many miles to the gallon? Well, less now than it used to. I would say it gets between 20 to 30. Probably closer to 20 when I'm doing around town stuff. It's not bad. I don't have to fill up that much. And I've been working to intentionally lower the trips that I get. Gotcha. It's not me, it's you. Well, we'll see. I'm headed up towards Vanderbilt, and cricket coverage is a little sketchy over by Vanderbilt. But all right, so we're just gonna go get this delivered. This should, if the tip holds. Now, I'm trying to remember, I think I had to, did I find everything? I had to replace something. I think I found everything though. Yeah. So I don't think the tip should really go down. Uber Eats tips can be percentage based, just like Instacart. They're essentially one and the same company now at this point. And they have a lot of the same basic policies, except Instacart's app is just way better for shopping than Uber Eats. I wish Uber Eats would just source out their shopping orders to Instacart in the same way Instacart sources out their restaurant orders to Uber Eats. I wish it just would work both ways. Well, we got some police lights. Somebody got in trouble. Let's see. There's one truck hiding there. We got a car here. It's going down. It's going down in downtown Naples tonight. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Old drivers, old drivers. Dun, 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 dun. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? There's really not much to look at. Sorry, it's dark out, but nonetheless, give you guys something to look at that's more interesting than me. And look through my dirty windshield. Yeah, snowbirds are acting up. I would venture to say, from my observation, 90% of our issues on the road either have to do with people who are over the age of 70 or under the age of 25. I'm not suggesting we eliminate these people. They're good people, I'm sure, but there's a significant group of people who just have no idea how to navigate a roundabout. And then you have like the other group who just tailgates all the time, even when it doesn't make sense. There were a couple fresh market orders that popped up. One was decent, but it was headed the other direction. So I was like, I can't stack that. I tried to find something from Instacart. But no go. Oh, by the way, one other thing, Em, regarding the timer. The timer and being late in terms of like delivery, that's not a thing, apparently, for shopping orders. At least that's what they say. I rarely do shopping on DoorDash, so I don't know. I can't answer with any actual evidence. But they say there is no late when it comes to shopping orders. Sure, you could arrive to the store late, and that would be an issue. But weird drivers doing weird driver things. Just speed up and slow down, and speed up and slow down. I just want to set my cruise control. A smoothie stream? No, we did not do a smoothie stream, Sergio. We actually, so we just moved into our new place here in the last couple weeks, and we're slowly creating some content. We did do a cinnamon roll stream on Christmas morning, and then my wife has recorded another thing. She recorded a homemade pizza dough, and so we have some videos that are in the works that are just, they're going to come out when they come out, but they're not quite ready yet. My next video is going to be my $700 and 24-hour challenge. So I filmed that over New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So I started working on it today, but it's taken longer than I had expected. I'm going to try to have it done tomorrow. If not, I'll definitely have it done Sunday night. And then we'll pair it with a live instant premiere so people can join and be a part of it and watch the show. All right, we're 2.5 miles out from this delivery, past the coppers, so we'll turn it back around. We're only gonna have to drive about 3.5 miles to get to a good food delivery zone here. But yeah, we're gonna have some more money-saving content for sure. Oh, your birthday's Sunday. Well, an early happy birthday to you, Sergio. Yeah, no, I'm gonna get it done. That's part of the reason why I may just kind of call it quits early here tonight. So while I have some energy to work on it a little bit more. So I want to get it done. And I probably need to deliver a little bit tomorrow as well. So it's like I really want to push to get it done and be free to go out for supper. So if I can get it done, the goal would be to have it done by about 4 o'clock or so tomorrow, and then do the instant premiere. So instant premiere is essentially like a live, but it's a pre-recorded video, but you watch it live. So it's cool. We've done it for a couple of videos, and I really like the feature, and it's also great for the views of the video too, because it front loads. It gives a video a bunch of views right at the very beginning. And so it's kind of a cool way to help kickstart a video. And especially one that I'm hoping will see lots of people. My $600 challenge video last year did really well. It was, at the time, it became my biggest video. It's been since surpassed by a couple of Grassi videos, but it's still one of my most viewed videos, and being that $700 is bigger than $600, I'm hoping with the right momentum we can get this video to be seen by a lot of people. Sounds good, Sergio. Well, if I don't see you again before Sunday, happy birthday to you. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. Thanks for letting me know I was muted still. I always forget that. I mute it and then I forget. So, appreciate you so much. Yeah, be watching. Hopefully tomorrow, if not Sunday. don't know why I'm yawning so much. I'm probably hungry. I haven't really had a real meal today. I've just been eating like fun food. Thank you so much, Sergio. Thanks again for hanging out. Appreciate the support. Have a great night. All right, let's see. I think we got a guarded community. I think. Or was it gated? I forget. Oh yeah, this is the gated one. And they already gave me the gate code. All right, so we got this. Hopefully, everything will work. Hopefully, I see them. I need a pin from them. I rarely need pins for grocery orders, but. All right, gate code worked. Anytime the gate code works right away, that's like super, super happy Craig, for sure. Open up my gate. Let's go. Let's go. That gate's all the way open. Here we go. So I could take that right, but I don't need to take that right. Your headlights are very bright, sir. I can barely see anything anymore. Person behind me, you turned off your brights. That was nice. Well, as always, appreciate you guys. Happy New Year to everybody. We're dropping off. This is a shopping order. This is like a $20 for 6 mile, like 14, 15 items. So I don't normally do shopping orders during supper time, but it's been a slow supper. So sometimes you just gotta flex to what happens to be available, what's being sent to you, and that's what we did. All right, now we just got to find the unit number. It's on the left side. We are going to need a pin from the customer. Let's see. Is it this one? I think it's the next one here. All right, we're at the house. I'm gonna go gather up all the bags, and we'll be back with you shortly. All right, we got everything all dropped off. We are moving into kind of post-supper, pre-late night hours, so there can still be some decent orders, but it's also I don't know how to say it. It's also, there's just not usually many big orders. So, but we're going to get everything back on because everything is fair game here. So we're 2.5 hours in and we're basically at $50 pending what that final tip comes through as. So she saw that we had substituted the one salad dressing and she seemed good with it. So it's all good. We do have lots of appreciative customers. Obviously there's some that are not, and you gotta pick and choose your spots and everything like that, but yeah, DoorDash is telling me it's super busy right now. Well, I'm on. So how about you give me a good order? We have not seen one good DoorDash order yet tonight. So I'm going to take the next left and left. I always have to set the GPS to get out of some, not always, but a lot of these communities. Because getting out, you can't always get out the same way you came in, or it's not as easy, or my brain doesn't retrace steps really well. So I end up setting up GPS just to like get out of the community. After that, then I'm usually pretty good. I know where I'm going. I am very curious in the temperature. It sure feels like it's in the 50s out tonight. And if I had known that, I would have done like a sweatshirt or something. It says it's 62. It feels cooler than that though. It feels 50s. It is very refreshing. It's not a complaint. I just normally would prefer to also have a sweatshirt kind of once it gets after dark, because 50s with a breeze is pretty chilly for my Florida self. So hope everybody is doing awesome. Thank you for hanging out with us. Feel free to chime in with any questions you have about food delivery, side hustle stuff. We've been helping people get started on their small business tonight. I love just doing this. I love finding ways to help people, and I'm not an expert in everything, but I'm slowly gaining knowledge in a lot of these different things and pushing myself. So, by the way, on that last order, that grocery order, the base pay was $5.55. So we're waiting for about a $15 tip. Call it 14 if you want to be safe, but whatever, 14.50, something like that. We're gonna give one last run kind of downtown and maybe go sit at the Crust Pizza for a few minutes. If we don't get anything though, I'm not really planning on hanging out super late tonight. We've basically hit our goal for the day. We're gonna be at about $55 here in just over 2.5 hours. Of course, I'd like to hit one more. I'd like to hit a DoorDash. That would be kind of cool, but can't take orders if they don't send you good orders. I mean, you can take them, but you can't take, let's rephrase, you can't take good orders if they don't send you good orders. So, but we are rocking, we're rolling, we're having fun. Is there any football games on tonight? There's been so much football on between NFL and is there even anything left? There are a couple of college football games left. Minnesota and Virginia Tech. That looks like that might be the only game. It's the only game active. Virginia Tech's trying to score here. Also, as a Mets fan, I am waiting to hear and see if they make any more big signings. Are they going to sign Alex Bregman? Are they going to sign Pete Alonso? I could see a world where they both end up getting signed. Bregman maybe for a slightly longer and then Pete for maybe like a 3-year deal or something like that. I would love for Pete to be a lifelong Met, but I don't know, it just doesn't seem like. So Pete Alonso is kind of like the opposite side. Sometimes you hear about players who bet on themselves and they win big. Pete Alonso kind of bet on himself, turned down a pretty good offer a couple years ago. And now he's not seeing offers that are quite that big anymore. So I would never advise someone to not bet on themselves, but part of that is too, sometimes you're going to bet on yourself and you're going to fail. I mean, his failure still puts him in a pretty good spot. Still looking at, $25 to $30 million a year. Maybe a little more if he takes a short-term deal, a little less if he wants long-term security. So he's not going to be financially hurting. However, he's also not going to see the payday that he was hoping to see. Alright, so we do have all the apps on. We'll start keeping an extra eye on Instacart as well, now that we're kind of getting past the main supper time. Don't see anything that looks extremely amazing on Instacart, but your standard for what types of orders you take is constantly evolving based on what the current market is. And right now, the current market it's been slow all night, and I would not expect it to be picking up at this point in time. It's slow and getting slower, put it that way. Bed Bath & Beyond hours, Naples, Florida. Not Bed Bath & Beyond. What is this one? Bath & Body Works. Wrong. Asking for hours to the wrong store. Bath & Body Works hours, Naples, Florida. $8 for 12 miles on we're gonna pass on that. We're really just looking for one more offer in the next 15 minutes or so. If not, I'm just gonna head back towards home. I could, if we keep fading in and out, I'll switch over to the car Y here, because the north end of town is the part of town that cricket doesn't do well in. So we're gonna go hang out at the Crust Pizza. It's one of our favorite pizza places. They have good pizza and good people. It's both. For a while, we were getting a ton of orders out of here, and it's really dried up. I don't know if that's because someone else is getting the orders, or they're getting less orders. All right, I switched you guys over to the car Wi-Fi. We're parked here, so I can just chillax. All right, I switched you guys over to the car Wi-Fi. We're parked here, so I can just chillax for a couple minutes. I'm gonna refresh chat in case I've missed anything. Sorry, because sometimes stuff is not here. You got some stuff. Naples map turned gray. I'll show you what it's showing. Yeah, I mean, Naples map probably should have been gray all night. It's showing barely any red spots on all of DoorDash, and the spots that are red are not the ideal spots. So, oh, it just gave us a red spot right here. We just got a red spot. So, but yeah, it's been a slow night. So it's good. I mean, I'm happy that we salvaged $50 out of 2.5 hours. Like I said, people have spent a lot of money. We've spent a lot of money over the last month. And those credit card bills are coming and knocking. Which also could mean you're going to have more drivers out too, right? So if you got more drivers that have bills that are being paid, that's the same thing that goes along with it. Well, yeah, if we got any other questions, let me know. It's 8:17. I'm going to give it 13 minutes. That's the amount of time I'm going to give here. We'll give it 13 minutes. I'm going to switch which ear I got my headphones in. Just give this one ear a little break. If we don't get anything from here, I'll still leave stuff on, and then I'm going to just kind of drive towards home. But I got to pass by quite a few places that are late night places, including Papa John's and everything else. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I hope it helps. There's lots of ride-alongs on the channel, M, too. I mean, they're not that most awesome to rewatch, the live ones, but there's a lot of good local information in there that would really apply to you with stuff. So, you know, I've made it my job to master this market as best as I can. And some days there's still just not going to be good orders. You can't always control that. But what we can, I feel like I know the market pretty well in terms of when it's good, I know where to maximize my earnings. I would say that's my strength. I know how to maximize my earnings when the earnings are good. So, but yeah, always feel free to hop on, and if you're ever out delivering too, you can always just like chime in. And Michael, I believe, is the name of another guy too, and I think his name is Michael, if I remember right, and he's also local, and he'll say hi. So if you ever see me, the red beard is pretty unmistakable among most delivery drivers around here. So just feel free to come up, introduce yourself, and it'll probably be like, yeah, I'll probably be like a little confused at first because I'm not used to that. But yeah, we've met a couple of people locally and trying to help people. The biggest thing we can all do is teach everybody, and I mean this on the local level, teach everybody to stop taking the junk orders. Make them sit. Make those orders sit. And if nobody takes them, then all of our pay is going to go up. So I've got reason to help as many people locally grow as possible. Yeah. So basically, yeah, if you're anywhere, any restaurant from on 41 from Immokalee to Fifth Avenue, there's a chance we'll run into each other. So, all right, we got anything? It's just so slow. There's like nothing on all the apps. Nothing's coming. So, I mean, I'll turn shipped on just because. I actually, for the $700 and 24-hour challenge, I actually got a shipped order. It's the first time I'd done any shipped since the hurricane, like back in October or whatever. And one of them even tipped me, so that was kind of cool. All right. Let's see, available orders. Is there anything? There's a couple out there. Are they any good? $15 for 43 item shop. That's definitely a no. $30 for 42 item shop. That's definitely a no. Chipotle. $6.50 for 6.6 miles from Chipotle, going north. I would consider that if that were like taking me towards home. I might consider that, but not going the opposite direction. If you want me to go towards Bonita right now, you got to be throwing me like a $20 bill at least. That's all I'm saying here. It is just dead. We're gonna give it about 8 more minutes here. Like I said, if I have energy, I never like quitting. If I've got that, oh, this could be good. Hold on. Hey, there we go. $10 for 1 mile from J. Alexander's super high-end steak place. It's not a huge order, a crispy chicken platter and a carrot cake, but we're gonna take that for sure. So my guess is you probably both made about the same per hour, but your dollars per mile were better. I've been to both ends. I've been Platinum Dasher. So J. Alexander's is just it's one of the reasons why we picked this spot. It's a high-end steakhouse. It's like half a block down from the Crust. So you can get some bangers. I've gotten some like $30, $40, $50 orders out of here, but this one is probably not going to be that big. I mean, did you guys find that him taking everything and you cherry picking made about the same amount of money? I feel like it's about the same. Like it just. By the way, those police lights are not for me. It's the same person who was pulled over a while ago. But yeah, as just a generic test run, I think that's pretty much. It's just how it's designed to work. The cherry pickers are going to see better offers, but less of them. The take everything will always be busy, but with plenty of non-productive offers. All right, this is a little fancy. I think I'm going to leave you guys in the car. I'll throw the BRB sign up. All right, here's the BRB. 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 All right, I'll be back shortly. The vet hat. That would definitely help. For sure. Yeah, exactly. So it's like you're probably going to end up with roughly the same results. And also, if you're taking everything, you're going to see more cash tips because some of those people are cash tippers. That's why those orders are not taken. So, all right, I'll be back. Hold on. All right. Whoa! Em, thank you for the super chat. What a huge surprise coming back. Oh man, I appreciate it so much. That is your first super chat on a live. Woo! Arr, that'll go far for the car. All of my YouTube money that's coming in is going towards buying a second reliable family car for my family. So right now we only have the one car, so I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Appreciate it. What a fun surprise to come back to. The order was ready in there as well, which is super nice. My goodness. Well, thank you. That just put such a huge smile on my face. Appreciate you, Em. And we only have to go like 2 miles here. I'm going to turn off this light. Going over across the street into Naples Park. So nice, easy delivery. So that's nice. So this is, I'll tell you what, this is one difference with the new DoorDash. I would leave DoorDash on right now because this delivery is only 2 miles and I should be there in 5 minutes, 6 minutes, but there's no way I can risk it because there is no order that I could take right now and get back to the restaurant in time. And so this is the new DoorDash policy. I guess if that's what they want, it's what they want, but I am not turning on Dash till I'm, like a minute or two away, because there's no flex in being late. So I would just say that's a practical multi-apping tip. That's not even like a dirty double stacking tip, just a multi-apping tip. So thank you, I appreciate you so much, and thanks for being a part of the stream tonight, and I'm glad that I was able to answer some questions, and I'm just so appreciative of you as well. $12 for 10 miles on Grubhub. That's not a horrible order, especially for this time of night, but it's taking me to Bonita, and I don't like delivering in Bonita at night. So there's a lot of pedestrians and bikers up in Bonita, so we'll give it so it's 8:30 now. Maybe the closest place to hang out in is the parking lot by Namba Ramen, so maybe I'll hang out there for like 15 more minutes or 10 more minutes after this, and if I don't get anything. And I'm never opposed, for the most part, unless I'm like super tired, I'm never opposed to like waiting and seeing if there is a good order, but I do generally advise, if there's just not good orders out there, don't do it. We've had just enough. Now, like every time we've been about to quit, we've gotten a decent Uber Eats tonight. It's all Uber Eats, nothing on any other app. So this is our 4th delivery in 3 hours. This puts us around $60. So I mean, we're still hanging on at $20 an hour, even though it's been a pretty pathetic overall delivery night. So we got 1.4 miles left. I believe, that's the first time I've ever been super chat surprise, maybe we'll call it the super chat surprise, where the super chat comes in while I'm away. So that was super fun to come back and see the color on the screen. I love it. I love the bright colors that YouTube chooses to use for all this. So just putting a smile on my face. You're making me happy. Appreciate it. So we're going, let's see, it's on the Naples Park side. We're going back to Vanderbilt Drive on the back side tonight, but not on the side, not on the water side where the super nice houses are, just Naples Park. I don't mind Naples Park. It's a good area to deliver. We actually got an Airbnb over here a couple weeks ago, right on the edge of Naples Park, and it was nice. Nice location. And as a delivery driver, any drop off over here, you're instantly in range of good places like P.F. Chang's and the crust and Namba ramen and all those things. So that's certainly a benefit as well. All right, so we are making this turn. We got about a half mile to go. Pete, I see your comment, but that's a little too much for me to catch as I'm driving, but I'll read it in just a second. So we've got to go half a mile. What are we leaving this at the door? Yeah, so it's leaving at the door. So that means I can resume my dash now. If I'm meeting the customer, because that can be a holdup, then I wouldn't necessarily turn on DoorDash quite yet. But since this is just leave at the door, hopefully we will just be able to drop this off really quick. Literally the place we stayed at, the Airbnb, I just passed it. I'm like, I know exactly where I am. It was a fun little place. I filmed a couple of long form videos in the Airbnb. So drop off on the right. Dropping off on the right. It's all right. Wow, there's like about 9 people walking down the street with at least 2 dogs. A lot of walkers. Oh, someone's doing like fireworks down the road too. I don't know if that's technically legal right now. Think you had to have those used up by January 1st. I'm gonna assume it's this one here. Oh, that's a cool house. I like this house. Yeah, it is. All right, we're gonna go drop this really quick. All right, Pete, let me read your message here and then I'll refresh chat too. I'll check through the lives when I can get it on the YouTube background when I have downtime. Awesome, Pete. I appreciate that so much. So the lives, like, they're good, but I mean, they obviously are the most ideal when you're actually live in the chat with it. But there are like some condensed ones too, if you just want like condensed tips. You know, there's other like ride-alongs that are edited down. I did a lot of those this spring and throughout the year last year. So kind of just depends on what you're looking for. The casual hangout is kind of what these lives are like a lot of times. And then, but if the information packed one, so like the one I'm working on, the $700 in 24-hour challenge, I'm trying to make sure that's an information packed video for you that, like, yes, it's entertaining, but I'm actually teaching. So like I pause partway through to teach people this is what you need to do to get reimbursed by Uber Eats if you arrive at the store and the store is closed, because everybody laments that, oh, you only get $3. Like, no, if you follow the steps, you get more than $3. I got $25 reimbursement for a closed store. And another time I got $25 for 2 closed stores, or 2 orders to the same closed store, technically is what it was. But so there are opportunities to maximize your earnings. And sometimes those things come up in the lives, and someday when I have a team, I can have them go through like old lives and like clip together. Like, it'd be fun if I had an editor, or if I had the time myself, which I definitely don't have the time myself, but if I had an editor to like go through this live and then just condense it down into like 15 minutes. Like, here's 15 minutes of highlights from the live. Like, that would be fun to do. It's just something I don't have. I don't have the money for a staff. I am my own editor for right now. And someday, God willing, we will hire an editor and it will be great. But that day is not today. So I'm trying to do a mix of both. I'm trying to make good long form searchable content, things that'll be helpful. Like, I have a, if you get tip beta on Uber Eats, how to get your money back. Like, I have that video. And people can scoff at it all they want, but those who use it, they're getting money back when they get tip baited. The scoffers, they can just get tip baited and be okay with it and find themselves a victim. I don't want to be a victim. I want to be a victor. So it's like, my job is like, I'm going to maximize my earnings every way possible and do it with integrity. Just because I'm doing it with integrity doesn't mean everyone's going to agree with the way I do it. But, and then I'll let you know, like, if you're okay with it, we do it. And we'll have these discussions. We'll have the morality discussions about certain things. Like how to get money from Instacart if the store is closed. And some people will be like, you know what, I don't feel comfortable doing that. And other people will be like, you know what, I'm totally cool with that. All right, so well, yeah, and so I try to overcome some of this stuff, because one of the reasons I was slow to hop on YouTube was the fear of trolls, the fear of like people doing, and there's gonna be trolls no matter what. Like, that's fine, that's understandable. But yeah, I want people to overcome their fear and just be like, look, no, we can do this, we can work together. All right, so we're roughly at $60. We're roughly at 3 hours. Again, that's assuming all pending tips come through. If we get tip baited, we know how to get that money back, so it's not a big deal. And there's a whole video on the channel, so if you want to know about how to get your money back from tip baiting, we have it. We have not been tip baited tonight, but every once in a while it comes up. And we do our best to teach people how to get their money back if it happens. All right, we're gonna go hang out. It's pretty late to be over here. We usually don't hang out the north end of town much past 8 or 8:30. But we're gonna go see what we can do, see if there's anything left. 8:40, yeah, I'll probably just give it 5 minutes. I'm ready to head home if there's nothing else good out here. I found that in general, when the people of this world want to shut me up, it's usually because I have a good message, and I used to kind of cower away from that, and now it's like, oh, no, you can't hurt me anymore. So we're gonna sit in this parking lot here for Namba Ramen. It's close to some other places as well. Honestly, we're just gonna give it 5 minutes. That's it. But I said that before, and then we got a good order. That was 10. It was 10 for 2, which is usually usually 10 for 2 means that there's going to be a hidden tip. So hidden tips can come on anything $10 plus. So this is like a traditional, you can see exactly what that looks like here. $2 base pay plus $8 tip, but tips over $8 can and are often hidden by Uber Eats. So we're gonna have to wait a while. We're also still waiting for the final tip on that grocery order. So we're waiting for about 23 in tips, and we have $41 locked in. I'm gonna make sure all of our apps are on. There's the tiniest of tiny red zones, and we are barely in it. The only other major red zone is kind of over by our late night food and our bar food, which is like Miller's Ale House. So, by the way, if you're ever out doing, I would say anything past 9 o'clock and you want to keep getting deliveries, Miller's Ale House is a great place to go if you haven't discovered that one. I just moved and I live over in that area now too, so it's kind of nice. I could sit there, and maybe we will. Maybe we'll go sit there for 5-10 minutes. And then if I get something great, and if I don't, then I'm literally minutes away from home. But I mean, we got Uber Eats, we got Grubhub, we got 3 hidden batches on Instacart, all for less than $10. So yeah, we've done only Uber Eats. Only Uber Eats all night tonight. And that's why, like everything, it's not just, a lot of times we talk about how things are market dependent, but it's literally dependent on the day, dependent on when exactly you dash. There might have been great orders for breakfast and lunch today. I don't know. I wasn't out. But for supper, not good. But we still have done enough to survive. We've done enough to be like, okay, this isn't the greatest shift in the world, but we're still at 20 bucks an hour, and we've kept our mileage super low. You know, I track mileage in a mileage tracker. I use MileIQ, but I don't have that because each trip, every time I start and stop the car, it's a separate trip. But I would say we're probably not talking more than about 15 miles that we've driven tonight. So if you're not going to make a lot of money, then don't drive a lot of miles. Minimize your other expenses, and then also kind of know when to pull the plug too, which is like whenever the orders are done. I just saw a driver come out with a Namba order. But we'll see. Our little red zone disappeared, so we're no longer in a red zone. It is 8:45, so we're going to go ahead and move, but I'm going to wait. This car next to me is going to pull out, so I'm going to let them get out of here first, and then we're going to go head over. I don't know if we're going to actually sit at Miller's Ale House, but we got to drive past that area, so we'll go do that. And if that's it, then we're just going to head on home and be done. I'm going to do some video editing tonight and have some supper because I haven't eaten yet, and then do some video editing tomorrow. I've got a goal, so I'll post it, but I'm going to make it a goal to have the $700 and 24-hour challenge from New Year's Eve and New Year's Day done by 4 p.m. tomorrow. That's my goal. My goal is to have that to go live at 4 p.m. tomorrow. And then we'll watch it together, live premiere for whoever's available. And then we will follow it up after that immediately with probably a delivery live stream just like this tomorrow, where we can talk about it. So I'm going to keep the stream going and keep the deliveries going for a few minutes, because why not? But it is certainly looking, based on all evidence that I have, that tonight's shift is just about done. We're getting sent like an $8 one on Uber Eats. We're going to pass on that. Thank you, Em. I appreciate it so much. Yeah, we'll be safe and cautious here. Most dangerous places sometimes are these parking lots. So do that, and look forward to talking to you again soon. Thank you so much for the super chat tonight too. I appreciate it. It is to small creators who are trying to make their way and turn YouTube into a support your family income stream. Every penny, every dollar matters so much, and I'm just so thankful for it. So thank you. So glad that you found our channel, and thank you for hanging out for pretty much most of the time tonight, I believe. So we'll zigzag. I don't know if that Fresh Market final tip is gonna come through, but Happy New Year to everybody. Hope you guys are having an awesome Friday. We're gonna zigzag our way, gonna pass by some late night food. I am not motivated to sit at any of the late night places, but I'm motivated enough to drive by them. So I'm gonna go by Papa John's. We'll actually be close enough, we'll be in range of hitting, say, Carrabba's and Outback as well on this path. And then Taco Bell, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, and then Miller's Ale House and Shays Lansdowne, which are a couple of sports bar places as well. All in all, probably about 5 or 6 miles to drive. $5 for 20 miles on Uber Eats. That's an easy pass. We have taken only Uber Eats. We've taken 4 Uber Eats orders. We've made about $60 in 3 hours. So pretty slow night, which was what I was expecting. Came out with very low expectations, and I hit them. So we've had a lot of fun. Talked about a bunch of things. Talked about video being featured by your driver, Mike. And talked about helping someone get their 3D printing business started up. So that's what we're going to do. We're trying to be a resource for all these different things. Lots of different side hustles that people are trying to get started. People are trying to move from one side hustle to the next, get started in one place to make some money. People trying to get YouTube channels started. There's just so many different things that people are doing. And I'm not necessarily an expert in all these areas, but we're building a really big knowledge base and trying to take stuff that experts have said and boil it down into real bite-sized chunks, because a lot of things I find, for me at least, they're really overwhelming to start with. Like if you were trying to teach me everything I needed to know about crypto, I'd be completely overwhelmed. I would need small bite-sized videos. Or if you're trying to teach me everything, and I think a lot of people feel the same way about food delivery. Like if you do food delivery a lot, like I do, you kind of take for granted, but I have to remind myself, like, I remember that first day I took an order. I was excited and I was nervous. And the very first order I took from, I believe it was DoorDash. I believe it was my first DoorDash order, I believe, was a Chipotle order that went at a high school. After, after school activity sort of thing. And I remember I was nervous, didn't know what to do, didn't know what to expect. And now those things are natural to me, but that's because I got 2 years of experience under my belt. So I want to help as many people who are new. I want to help people grow in as many ways as possible as well. So my headphones are going a little wonky, so just try to turn them off and turn them back on again, because that's what you do with electronics that are wonky. My mind keeps thinking tomorrow is Sunday, not Saturday. Jacob, how's it going? Thank you for hanging out with us here tonight. We're kind of probably wrapping up our food deliveries for the night, but we're going to go see if there's anything left. We got a couple of late night bar food places we're going to drive by at least, and I'm not planning on staying out super late tonight. I'm from Southwest Florida here, Jacob, so I hope you are doing well. I gotcha. I understood. When you do this live stream for a while, you kind of learn how to just read typos pretty naturally. And then I also have kids at home. Joshua, good evening. Happy New Year to you. You're getting big snow. Where are you at, Jacob? We are not getting a big snow in Florida, but our temperatures have chilled significantly in the last 36 hours or so. It had felt like summer all the way through like New Year's Day. And tonight it's cool. It's like 50 degrees. Champaign. University of Illinois campus, right? Is that near Champaign, Urbana? Somewhere in that area. Sure. Good evening to you. Happy New Year, by the way, to everybody. Joshua, you got lots of snow on the ground as well. So, it was a pretty slow delivery night. You're the president of all the Illini? That's really cool. Well, congratulations on that. I wouldn't even know. Like, are you like the student class president? Is that of like, I don't know how all that stuff works. I never really got into the school politics. My school was pretty small. We probably had stuff like that, but I never really did that. So I think that's really, really cool and really awesome. So I would love to hear more about that. Oh, like the chancellor. Gotcha. You're like, oh, wow. Wow. So like, that's a huge thing. Was that something that you always aspired to do? That's cool. I'm gonna research. This is super exciting to me. So we had a week off in October for the hurricane that came through this area down here. Well, that's cool. I mean, that's just really neat that you like worked to your goals. I'm sure there were probably some setbacks along the way, but like congratulations. Like I sincerely mean that. That's really cool. I have driven through, and I believe one time, so I lived in Wisconsin and Minnesota, but I would also do vacations in Florida, and so I would drive through Champaign-Urbana area a lot. And I think one time we actually stayed the night in that area, and we went to some pizza place that I believe was on the campus. I don't remember what it was. This was years ago, but I am at least familiar enough of the area to say that I've stayed the night in the Champaign-Urbana area. So could be. It was a long time ago. I mean, I would say probably 10 years. It's been a while, but I remember this was like back in like when you would like the very first time you could go like online to look up reviews. So all right, sounds good. I guess we didn't connect. So, well, have a good night, Jacob. Appreciate you stopping on by. Life is interesting. All right. Well, I have no idea what happened there. So, always something interesting. Always something interesting. Pretty sure that's not how the Chancellor of Illinois would speak. It's all good. With that being said, we're not seeing any orders coming through. So I think it is time to be done. Go home. But we've got lots of good stuff going on the channel. Long form video about building your brand that I posted today, using a lesson that I've been learning from Alex Hormozy, and actually using Alex Hormozy as a part of the lesson. So we have that. I'm working on editing the $700 in 24-hour challenge. So I'm going to work on that for a little bit, grab some supper, work for an hour or two until I get sleepy, and then go from there. So with that being said, I think we are done here for the night. Thank you to everybody for hanging out. Thank you, M, for the super chat. Appreciate it so much. Appreciate the support of a small creator. Always interesting on that. So with that being said, have a great night. We'll hopefully have a live stream tomorrow, and the goal is to have that $700 challenge video edited and up tomorrow night. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll call it 4 p.m. Eastern. That's the goal. All right. Thank you all, and have a great